In this episode of Move Better with a Cheer PT, you'll learn about my journey in navigating how to manage my parents' transition to home after a hospitalization. You'll also learn some tips and tricks to help make that process easier. Stay tuned and listen in. Welcome back to Move Better with the Cheer PT podcast and vlog. Today, we're going to talk about transitioning from being a child to being a caregiver. It's been a while since I've done a podcast. And if you don't know, I have, my dad has been in the hospital for 5 months. He was in acute care for a couple of months and then rehab for 3 months. And he just made it home this past week. And so it's actually been the end of 2 weeks now. So I've been a little preoccupied in helping while he's been in the hospital to take care of him and visit him. Now he's home and we're transitioning into what does that new role look like and can he manage at home? And so I wanted to talk with you. Maybe you are a parent yourself of a cheerleader and maybe you have older parents like I do and they're going to need help, or maybe that's coming down the road. And this episode, we're going to talk about some ways to help make that easier for you. I wrote a blog this week and it details everything out. So I am going to read some from the blog. So if you see me reading, that's where that's coming from. First and foremost, you need to find the people around you who can support you, your family. I'm so lucky. I have siblings that we rotate and we come right together when we need it to help take care and be there for my dad and my mom. And so first and foremost, find those people, whether it's your siblings or your spouse, or you might need to hire people. We've needed to hire somebody to come in and be with my father a couple hours a week. And they help to cook and clean and do things that he can't quite do for himself anymore. Also, you're not alone. You have to, there are people around. There are visiting nurses. There are agencies like the senior centers and churches that have volunteers and different people that can come in through the day to give you support and help you learning in this process as you go. So please, please, please reach out and remember you're not alone. If you're like me, you want to do it all by yourself, but you really can't. You need someone, even if it's just for verbal support. My sister-in-law checks in on me all the time and, making sure that I'm okay, making sure that I'm resting and that I'm getting what I need. And so I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. Second, and maybe this is the first most important thing, is trust your gut. I saw some red flags at the rehab that my dad was in, and I hesitated to say anything, but I could tell that it wasn't the right place for him and that he needed to get moving and move on. So trust your gut. If you feel something is off, likely it is. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to say something and nothing, they can't change anything. But at least you've spoken up and let your voices be known. If you hear some noises in the background, I am at my lake house and we're doing some repairs outside. So bear with that. And this is real life, right? That's part of what this podcast is about, real life. So, if your loved one can't advocate for themselves in the hospital, you need to be the one to speak up and to ask about the medical questions, to ask what they're on for medications, ask if they need more safety measures in place, ask for those to be in place. Absolutely trust your gut. You know your loved one best, and help the other people to get to know them as well and get the most help and keep them safe as you need to. Looking at their home, you want to safety proof their home. Sometimes this might mean putting in an alarm on a bed or a baby monitor, or just found this awesome Amazon Alexa Echo app as an Echo Show. And that's a way you can just check in, like when you're not right there with your loved one, that you can do that virtually. And so other safety measures, pick up any throw rugs, pick up any clutter that's around, make it safe. Likely if they've been in the hospital, they've had a change in status. They may need a new walker or a wheelchair, or they're just going to be deconditioned, because if you're in the hospital for a day, it takes you 3 days to recover. So put those safety measures in place, that there's no tripping hazards, that they have like raised toilet seats that they can get up from easily so they don't have to struggle there. if you need a couple of different wheelchairs, you might not be able to buy 3 wheelchairs, but if you need a wheelchair or something that's not going to move when they go to sit in the bathroom, for say. My dad had this awesome recliner chair, but it was a rocking recliner, and it wasn't good for him. So we had to swap that out and get him a chair that actually elevates and reclines and doesn't rock as he goes to get out of the chair. He's so much better in it. It's awesome. Set your loved ones up to succeed. Maybe they need a hospital bed to help make it easier to get out of bed, or a side rail to be able to just hold on to as they transfer. Put a tray table near their bed. Adjust and move around the chair so that they can access the remotes or access tables as they need to, or like equipment, like the Alexa, putting that in reach. We moved my dad's Keurig from the regular counter that it was on to a lower counter so that he didn't have to stand up to be able to set up his coffee. And we moved it closer so that it's easier for him to transfer to his chair or to the kitchen table when he wants it. In addition to setting them up to succeed, it's also important to let them fail a bit. It doesn't mean let them fail so that they get injured, but let them struggle, because the more they have to process through and they struggle to get to do something, they find a new way to do it. And then their brain learns. That's called neuroplasticity. When you kind of challenge and you fail and you do it again, and you fail and you do it again, and then your body learns, and like, oh, instead of reaching this way, I've got to reach this way. And so allow them to fail within reason. Don't let them get hurt, but let them struggle a bit. And a big thing that I work on with my dad and with my clients too is, if they don't have great balance, like challenge their balance. Like if they're always falling this way, let them go a little bit extra and see, can they get that balance reaction to kick in to pull them back, or push them. Dad doesn't like to put weight on his left leg. Get them to weight shift into that left leg as they walk. And that might be something that your PT does, but encouraging that little wobble creates new space in his body to have better balance on a whole. So his reaction times gradually will get better as his brain learns. Prepare them for emergencies. Get a life alert system. My stepmom did a great job setting everything up before she passed away. They have alarms coming into the house. There's a smoke detector. Sometimes if they come home, if they're forgetful, they might need that smoke detector, and it automatically sets off and sends the EMTs. The life alerts can be a lifesaver. Make sure that they know how to use it, number one, and make sure it's working, because sometimes those batteries do go out. We're in the process of getting a new one for my dad. This one I learned from my sister. Rest when they rest. If you have kids, you probably learned this. It was a hard thing for me. I was like, okay, dad's resting. I got to go clean. I got to do something. My dad's up in the middle of the night sometimes, and I need to get up. So I was exhausted. And I'm still catching up on that a little bit. But, if you rest when they're resting, make them take a nap in the middle of the day, and you lay down. Even if you can't sleep, just lay down and let your body rest a little bit. It can do you a world of good. When my sister told me to do that, and I started to do that, it made the next day that much better. Caring for a loved one is really challenging. It's never easy. We don't like to see our parents struggle, and it's hard to take care of them. But if they're able to get home, and you can help and set them up to succeed, put things in place to keep them safe. As long as they're healthy and safe, that's all we can ask for. And who knows how to love and care for your parents better than you? Sometimes you have to make the hard decisions and decide on assisted living or long-term care. It's really hard, but find that support system, talk it through, and know that it's okay. If you have questions on anything, if you have specific concerns about your own loved one and like what safety measures do you need to do, send me a message, leave a comment below. Or send me an email. We can certainly start that conversation. I'm happy to help you out, because we're all in this world together, and we need to be able to pick each other's brains when we need it. I hope this was helpful. And I hope that your loved ones are safe, healthy, and happy, and that you find some time to care for yourself as well. Eat good food, get your own exercise, get your rest, drink your water, make sure you're taking care of you so that you can take care of who you need to take care of, whether it's your child or your parent. It's all very important to take care of you first. Just like when that oxygen mask drops down, right? Put that on for you first, and then you take care of who you need to. Hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget, when in doubt, breathe it out. You are responsible for your own vibes, as my friend Drew Kelleher said, and take it one step at a time. We'll talk to you next time. Take care.
Hey guys, it's Laura again. I just want to jump back on and remind you that I have a guide to health and fitness with tips and tricks to help keep you healthy and moving and grooving for life. There's also a guide, a 7-day healthy cheer challenge that will help you and your cheerleaders get on track for making some healthy choices and swapping out some maybe not so great choices for some really good choices. So if you're interested in those, the link is in the description below, and check them out. Also, I have a huge favor. If you found value in any of today's episode, if you could share that with somebody who would benefit from it, from hearing from it, that would be awesome. Because it's my job, my goal to help keep cheerleaders safe and healthy and injury-free, and to help you keep your loved ones safe, healthy, and living their best life, as well as you live in yours. So please, if this benefits, if you thought you got some benefit from this, please share it out. Hope you have a great day.